favorite, and she's a workhorse. She's always working. She's working hard all the time, and I'm also like obsessed with. I'm obsessed with Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with her forever. I get inspired by people with
Okay.
outfits. I'm like, I think this person can carry this look,
Mhm.
and I think it'll look so bomb on them.
What does the XVIX stand for in your name? Hey everyone, how's it going? Today you're joining me with Jesus XVIX. How you doing today, Jesus?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, thank you. So the whole point of the KDigitals podcast, right, like I was talking about, is really to dive into artists, their origin, their process, their hustle, really just their thought process. And being a fashion photographer, like that's something I'm trying to get into. So I wanted to talk to someone like you who is a lot more experienced than I am doing this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That said, would you, I mean, I know it's on your Instagram, but do you see yourself as a fashion photographer, or do you kind of have your own style you would describe yourself to others as?
I think I started being more like fashion, and I was styling a lot of things, and I was like fashion, fashion, fashion.
Mhm.
But I think I don't know. I feel like it's kind of turned into something different,
Mhm.
and I don't really know how to describe what I'm doing. I think it's still fashion, but I don't know. I do a little bit of a lot of different things. I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest. But at the forefront, I want it to be like diverse, and I do want it to be fashion. But I don't know if I'm like a fashion photographer.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously from like your Instagram, like all you see is like models and that kind of like very lifestyle aesthetic. Are there other kind of photos like maybe like wildlife or more advertising or other shots that aren't on your Instagram that you also do that others might not see?
Um, I mostly do portraits. I do work for some companies, like I'll do brand stuff like that
Mhm.
that I won't post, and I do like family photos, and
Oh.
I do a little bit of a lot of things. The only thing I don't do is weddings, because that's too much to me.
Okay.
That's just so much work.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like there are a lot of photographers you would think probably would do that because it's money. But there's a lot of photographers I talk to that's like, I like it, but I wouldn't do it. Like, well, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, especially here where I'm living in Utah. If you do weddings, like you can make so much money here,
Mhm.
but I don't want to do it.
Like, but still, no.
I know, like no.
Mhm. So are you originally from Utah? Or I saw on your Instagram it says LA too, right?
Yeah, so I'm going back and forth from LA and Utah right now,
Mhm.
but I was born in Michoacan, Mexico.
Oh,
And
okay.
then around 2 years old, I came to the U.S., and me and my family were in Arizona up until I was probably 15, and then I moved to Utah
Oh,
with my family.
damn. That's a lot of
Salt
moving
Lake.
around. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we moved around a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I would want to ask, like, I would assume like Mexico and Utah are very two different worlds, right?
For sure. Yeah. Yes. 100%. Well, Utah in general, I feel like is so different from the rest of everyone. It's so like it's its own bubble, and it has its own trends, and it has its own culture,
Mhm.
and it's very ran by like the church here, the LDS church,
Okay.
Mormons, all that. But I don't really have family that is Mormon. I don't have many friends that are like LDS, so that whole world and everything is like I don't really know much about it.
Mhm.
I just know that like a lot of our laws and stuff that happen here are ran by the LDS
Yeah.
church.
So is that why
Yeah.
like your shots are more very like, say, expressive or like liberal? But it seems like I would assume like coming from there, you'd probably be more a conservative minded person, but your shots are very bold, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can tell too. Like the demographic here, I don't feel like is the type that kind of gravitates towards my type of photos. But I go out of my way to make it look like I'm not in Utah.
That's not, I thought you would be in LA.
Yeah. So because ideally that's where I want to end up moving to. I think I'm not sure, but I've been going back and forth. But yeah, definitely, it's way more conservative here, way more conservative. But the way that I shoot, it's more like it is a reflection of how I am. It's not a reflection of like what I'm around, but more of like who I am. That's why it's more liberal. There's more diversity. There's more like I want to keep doing more stuff that is like queer, inclusive, and stuff like that, because that's me.
So is like the book you're doing like pretty much like that, like a physical form of you?
Yes. So in that book, I'm also gonna do like, so it's gonna be a nude book, a coffee table nude book. I'm still bouncing around ideas because I can never like I never like know how to like organize and just stick to it.
Yeah, tell me about
You know,
it.
like at it all over the place. And that book, I want it to be yeah, like a reflection of everything that I am. I also wanted to have like some of my experiences but translated into like a photo, which I'm still figuring out how to do, because I'm like, how do I make an experience be a photo? You know, so I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out. I'm writing down ideas. It is gonna be like it's gonna be very diverse. It's gonna have I'm gonna have people that are trans on there. I'm gonna have a lot of body positivity on there. I'm gonna have some stories that are gonna be told. It's gonna be very sex positive. It's gonna be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which I can see what I want it to be, but it's so many things that I don't really know what it's gonna end up being. But,
which is like the scary but fun part of the whole experience.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
for sure. Are you gonna like have any like self portraits in there? Or any portraits of yourself in there?
Yes, I am. I don't know what yet I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna be in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, so one thing I like wanted to kind of like ask you, right? Like, because it's like that, like that's the whole production part. Like that's just one aspect, but you also do your own like outfits. Is it like how do you go into that part? Like, do you already know what you want to design, or do you draw it, or do you kind of just show up at the thrift store, then pull stuff, and then create something? Like, what's your process behind that?
Yeah, like the styling behind the photos.
Yeah.
Usually I'll start off with it usually starts off with an outfit. If I see something and I really like it a lot, I'll style like the whole shoot and everything around that outfit. And sometimes it honestly, it's a model. If it's a model that I'm like, ooh, I really like this girl, I feel like we could do something like in this, I don't know, like I get inspired by people with outfits. I'm like, I think this person can carry this look, and I think it'll look so bomb on them. But usually I find an outfit, I don't know, usually it's random. Sometimes it's at the thrift store. Sometimes it's something like I made a hat one time. Well, I've made a hat twice now, and then I just styled everything around that hat. It's just little random things.
For sure.
But yeah.
So like maybe, I don't know, 2-3 days ago, you posted a shot you did with the Stephanie Mendez, where it's like this very like red, let's say explosive outfit, like in a parking lot. Like that. Like that's not just like this regular outfit. Like, how did you come up with that?
See, and okay, so I want to go in the direction of like, when we like talk about fashion, I want to do like fashion, not just like a cute lifestyle outfit, but like actual like things that are more like wearable art is where I want to go.
Interesting.
And since I can't afford to rent that was inspired by a Valentino dress. I think a year ago he came out with a collection and it was red and there was like tulle and stuff, and I was like, I want to shoot that, I was like, I really need that, but I mean, I can't go and be like, hey, Valentino, can I, the house of Valentino, can I borrow this dress for a photo shoot in the parking lot?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna do it. Can I swear?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, do your thing. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that one I think it took me like 3 days to make.
Oh damn.
And yeah, it was, and I was like I felt like I was just having like this manic episode where I was just like, I need to make this, I need to finish it. I didn't sleep either. I was like exhausted, drinking coffee, Monsters.
Oh wow.
It was, but it was so much fun to make.
Yeah. What was so like in like, I guess during the time, like what was it, like a timeline thing where you're just like, it's not right yet, I need to do this, but I can't figure out what to do? Like, what was the experience?
It's just like when I get something in my head, I have to like do it right away. And that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a time, like I didn't have a deadline or anything, but I was just like, I need to do this now. I was like, I don't know, I just get into moods where I'm like, okay, if I don't do this now, I'm not gonna do it, because then something else will come up.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So you have to, yeah.
And I feel that for sure. Well, so to kind of like hard left it, related left it, it's so clearly you're this very artsy person, right? To like the technical side, are you like a technical photographer? Like, do you care about the specific gear you use? Like, do you just give me a camera?
I don't know nothing about
Low-key the same, yeah. I like know a couple things. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't. So so my first camera I got it probably like 4 years ago, and it was a Canon 80D or 80D I think.
Okay.
No, 80D. And then that one, that was the one where I learned how to like shoot and everything, but I'm not technical at all, like at all. I only know how to like mess with the ISO and the like the warmness of it and just the basics, because I don't really know like all the settings and everything on there. I'm just like, I don't really know. I do a lot on editing though. That's where usually I'll do the most.
Yeah, okay. No, because I'm the same boat where like I have my setup and I'm like, okay, I should buy a new lens. I have no idea where to go and they all sound the same to me. And I should probably know better. I don't want to look at specific spec sheets and compare them. Like, that's just not for me. Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sure. I don't know. See, and some people ask me, they're like, oh, what kind of camera should I get? Or I'm doing this. What kind of should I have? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
Here's what I have.
I help people out if they ask me with something that I do know, but with stuff like that, I'm like, I really don't know. There is a lens that I do want to get, like the 24 to 70 mm.
Yeah.
But it's expensive.
Trying to drop $1,000 for a lens. Yeah, no, I'm
I know.
Same.
Yeah. But with that one, I like how like it kind of zooms out and makes like the legs look longer, and then everything kind of just kind of goes back.
Mm-hmm.
But since I can't afford that lens, I try to do it on Photoshop. So I'll try to like warp everything to make it look like the legs are just longer coming at you.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So did you say 4 years ago you got your first camera?
Yes, March. Was it March?
Yeah.
It was in February. No, it had to have been like February, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, February.
So you went from 4 years ago, and now you just, I think you mentioned on like your story mail, like now you're full-time photography. Like, how did that feels kind of fast, but I don't know.
It is. It actually is. I've talked to a lot of photographers too, compared to how a lot of photographers like that are full time. They've spent like years, like 10 plus years and stuff. So I'm like, ooh, but
damn. Yeah,
like, oh my gosh. But I think it's one of those things again where I'm like, when I want something, I need to do it as fast as possible. I need to get there, you know. So I like focused on photography for the last 4 years, and mostly like the last 2 years I've been super serious about it. But and I went full time during COVID.
Yeah, which
I thought was crazy.
Was it?
I didn't notice either.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. No, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
So did you start like in that like small January kind of February window, or did you start like July, August, and you're like, oh, better time now than ever?
So what had happened was I was going to Paris and Milan Fashion Week last year.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah.
But before that, I had left the job that I had, and so because I had to, and then I went to Paris and Milan, and I spent money to get there, and I was so broke there. I got broke just to go there, you know, because I was like, I got invited by FNL, Fashion Network line, and I was like, I've never been there. I want to go to like what a fashion show, like Fashion Week will look like. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, regardless of whatever, I'm gonna do it. Go there, and then the whole pandemic thing, just like while I was in Milan, they started quarantining like the cities and everything.
Oh shit.
So then yeah, it was, yeah, I was like, what is going on here? You know, but I do remember being on like the bus and everything and people just sneezing and being sick and everything. Yeah, and I was like, is everybody sick here? I was like, what is going on? But you know how Milan had that big outbreak in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to Paris and I was trying to call Delta and tell them I want to go home, like I don't want to like get stuck over here.
Yeah.
Then I get to come back, and then around February, so March, I didn't have a job. I went to Forever 21, which is my old job, and I was there for like 2 weeks, and then everything shut down. So then I didn't have a job again. And then March, April, I think around April, people started just booking me more and more and more, and it just like was like nonstop. And I was like, am I gonna be, I was like, is this for real? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm actually making the money that I need to be making to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So it started from there, probably April, and then May, June, July, and then I was just like, damn. I went to LA, and this couple that I stay with, they're like amazing, Stacy and Richie. They're two photographers too. And then they were like, you're full time? And they were like, you went full time during COVID. And I was like, I guess I did, huh? I didn't even notice. I was like, that's crazy. But yeah.
That's hella dope. That's scary too, to be like, hey, I want to go home. Like, I don't know what's going down right now.
I know, it was crazy. I was like, what is going on? What is gonna happen? I was like, did I choose the right career? Like,
yeah. Who knows, right? Yeah. But I mean, like, I think that's still cool. Like, sort of like, so that's how it happened. I was across the world when the world went down, for sure. Well,
for real.
Right?
No, yeah, it's like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like everything around me is like in shambles, and I'm just like kind of like going up and up and up with my career, which is kind of weird. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the blessing that came out of it. Sure. Cool.
I think it just pushed me to like work harder, to be honest.
So on that part of working hard, so that's one bit of inspiration. Are there any other types of like models, photographers, or just artists in general that you kind of like channel or like are inspired by?
Photographers, models, and artists. I am obsessed with Naomi Campbell. She is my like favorite, and she's a workhorse. She's always working. She's working hard all the time. And I'm also like obsessed with Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with her forever. I honestly feel like I wouldn't work as hard if I didn't like know a lot about her and how she works, and like how crazy driven and direct she is, because it kind of gives me like a kind of like a skeleton for the way that I want to model my career, my profession.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who Corey Taylor is. He's frontman for Slipknot. Point being, I get it. Like, there's just someone you see, it's like, damn, you're a cool person. Like, I appreciate that. Yeah. I want to be something like that. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
So to still kind of piggyback off the inspiration thing, I got to put the mic down. But like, so in your shots, I don't know if it's like intentional or not, you always kind of have like this pose for everyone where like they all kind of always have their hands on their head.
I noticed that too. I actually noticed that like 2 weeks ago.
So is that intentional, or you kind of just like it became a thing? And
I think it just became a thing. I don't know. So I was noticing it. So on my Instagram, the way that I do my layout, I actually like prepare my pictures to be like it's black and white color, black and white color, black and white color.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think, I don't know why. I know, but I looked at that layout and I was like a lot of them were like, you know, like this, like just putting their hands up, and I was like, I think it's just probably because I choose that pose a lot. I think it's one of my final edits of a pose that I like. But yeah, I barely noticed that. That's crazy that you like said that, because I literally barely noticed it. I was like,
is this a thing? I guess it is a thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What does the XVIX stand for in your name?
I have no idea. That was like, so this was my personal Instagram, and I made it like 7 years ago, I think. and I think it stood for, I don't know what number Roman numerals it was for. I don't know if it was like my birthday, someone's birthday. I don't really even know what XVIX is, but that's just what it is now.
I mean, it works.
I've been thinking about changing it, but I just don't know what to change it to.
Yeah, I guess like that BCG Maxraxia kind of vibe. Like when you see, you're like, oh, I just see all the letters, I know who that is. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if I can change it now, but I think eventually I will change it to like a professional thing, because yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. But yeah.
Very cool. So then, I guess one thing I want to ask, like, we also been talking a lot about like photography and you and everything. I guess, why photography? Right? You could do video, you could do painting, you could drawing, right? You could do music, which is probably not the same as creative, but there's a world of possibilities. So how did you even like stumble in photography, and why did you kind of like stick with it?
Honestly, I think it's so. Sometimes I think, and I'm like, it's really random that I'm a photographer. To me, it's really random. I'm like, I'm really a photographer. You know, it's not something that I ever thought about in high school, or like I was never into like I never thought photography. I was like, oh, photography, that's what I want to do, you know. But what I think happened was it kind of merged a lot of the things that I like together in one, which is like it merged like me just being more creative, expressing myself creatively. It helped me just make beautiful things that I want to make. It helps me meet people. I love to meet people, and I get to really create whatever I want, you know. And it, like adding the fashion into it, it was just like a little bit of everything that I love just kind of went into it. And I was like, okay. I used to take pictures of myself on like a little like cheap camera. I think it was like $100 camera or something like that. And I would take pictures of my outfits. So that's how I kind of started a little bit, was like taking pictures. I would be like, hey, to one of my friends, I'll bribe them. I'll be like, hey girl, like I'll buy you some lunch if you come and take pictures of me in my outfit.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then we would go downtown. I'll be like, I'll take pictures of you too. So, but it was nothing professional. Like it wasn't even edited. I think we just took the pictures, and then we would take the pictures, and I think like 2 years after, that's when I was like, well, honestly, it started because I was really heartbroken, like super heartbroken, where like literally nothing mattered. There was literally just like, I would just go to work and cry, and like it was horrible.
Yeah.
For the time of my life. But I was like, I need to do something, because like I'm not doing anything and I'm like super depressed. And I was like, well, I like taking pictures of myself. I was like, maybe I'll do photography. Maybe that'll be something. And then yeah, I kind of just picked up. The first month that I was doing it, they reached out to me from a magazine, and I was just like, oh fuck yeah. I'm like, okay, so this is the right direction. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, I mean, that's hella cool, dude. Yeah, I think everything's kind of coming. Like, I feel like everything, your entire story so far has just been like, everything kind of just naturally fell into place, and you just happened.
Yeah.
But I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, I think that's exactly how I think just things just have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'm allowing, like I allow change to happen. Like I just go with the flow, but I also like I just accept new things. Like I love new experiences.
Yeah, which is not common. There are a lot of people that are very like, this is how it's gonna be all the time, right?
And I can be like that too with pictures, especially like I feel like sometimes I'll look back at some of the photos and sets that I'm doing, and I'm just like, they kind of all look the same. You know, I'm like, because I'm just like set in my ways, like this is what I like and this is what I like. But when it comes to like experiences and opportunities, I like to try a lot of things. I used to think I was going to be a dancer. I was doing dance, and I was in a hip hop crew, and I was taking dance classes in college. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a backup dancer for J-Lo, Beyonce or something.
Yeah.
And that just didn't happen, but yeah.
I mean, who knows, like going the way you're going, right? You could keep leveling up. Like you could be in those moments, like you could be in the room for those kind of things now, right? And like you just fall into place. But
I know, it'd be cool. My new thing is I love drag.
Okay.
And I love RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm like, should I be a drag queen.
Mm.
And then I'm just like, so am I gonna be a photographer and a drag queen, or what's going on? But
Yeah.
being a drag queen is a whole lifestyle. It's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, but that could be like the new thing, because even it's like, because you welcome the change and because you have that attitude of like, because that's the thing, like you're very natural, go with the flow, but you're also very like hard, rigid when it comes to getting stuff done. So you're kind of just hanging
Yes.
out, and all of a sudden something comes, you just like lightning strike it, you're like done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like something will come, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna do it great, as well as like as great as I can, and just keep learning and getting better. But yeah, definitely that.
For sure. So obviously, like, I don't know, maybe this answers the question. And one question I was like, so like, what's a shoot you haven't done yet that you want to do, right?
A shoot that I haven't done yet that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Sometimes I have dreams of shoots, but like it'll be like more like aesthetically pleasing, like I don't even know how to explain it. Like there's different shapes and like stuff, and I don't even know how to explain it, but they look like big productions in my dreams. And I have some written down, I think somewhere, but it's gonna be a lot of money to create a big production, stuff like that. I don't know, like if I can pinpoint one thing that I haven't done. I don't know. I feel like there's so many things.
Yeah, which is okay. I mean, I have the same thing, where it's like a running checklist, right? Just like maybe it might be 3 years from now I'm gonna do this, or maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do this one. We'll kind of pick it up when that time comes.
Yeah. I'm just like I like to. I mean, I don't know. I want to do every shoot that I can do, like anything that has to do with like fashion and like just visually pleasing, you know. But I don't know. I don't really know.
Sure, no worries. Well, so right, the one thing I wanted to like get at is like you've been doing this for 4 years, but you've been kind of like a workhorse at it too, and now you're kind of full time. So to kind of like wrap it up, what is something you've learned kind of the hard way from all this that you wish you knew when you kind of first started, right? Where something you passed down to like another beginning photographer?
I think what I'm learning and what I'm still learning is the whole business side of things. I don't really I don't really know what I'm doing yet. Like marketing and all that, if I really want to be super successful and like to anyone, I would like take some sort of class for marketing, like yourself in a business or something, or maybe even like a mentorship with someone who is doing what you're wanting to do, you know. But also I would say be true to your art. Don't compromise it for anybody else. Like don't try to change it to be like someone else's work. I don't know. I feel like honestly, it sounds so cliche, but I'm like, stay true to yourself. Because I feel like if I really wanted to be more successful, especially in the state that I'm in, I would be shooting differently. I would be shooting different type of content. But I think the reason I've been doing pretty well is because I'm like, I don't do something that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then when you do the thing because you want to do it, you're able to do it really well, right? So you're very selective, but it's good.
Yeah. I try to be. I also like, I remember in the beginning of my photography too, like I was just starting, but I was also like, I need to be picky about who I'm shooting with, because I wanted to look like I haven't just barely started, you know. Like present yourself the way you want to see yourself, I guess. Kind of like the fake it till you make it type of vibe. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. And I think like, so when you look at your story, that all kind of is true, right? It's proven. It's not just like a quote, and which is great. For sure, man. I appreciate it. You have really good energy. Like it's just very like straightforward and natural, and that's dope.
Oh.
Cool, man. Well,
thank you.
Where can people follow you and follow your content at?
I only have Instagram, and it's at Jesus XVIX.
Cool. I'm already following you, so I'm good. But yeah, I'm gonna paste it in the description below too. So I mean, that'll be there for everyone. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes.
stop the recording. I will talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Bye bye.